Speaking of a person that would randomly be like, I would hit him up and I'd be like, yo, I'm going to Fort Collins, you trying to come? And he would actually come all the way to Fort Collins just to do one verse.
Well,
it's like at any night, I could be like in any show, I'd be like, yo, I'm about to do that song tonight, nigga. Like, you want to come? And I would test people to see who would really do it, because then I know, like at that point, I'm not doing it for this. I was doing it just to see who my competition was. Because at that point, I'm moving crazy. So for me to pay attention to who my competition is, I would have to throw things out like that. And that's how I would pay attention to, okay, this dude's coming. So then I have to either keep him close so I understand what he's doing, or I have to shun him far away so he can't have any of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But if I like him, then I'm going to keep him close, because then it only helps me having him near me. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think in that side that you don't win if another nigga gets on. No, if another nigga gets on, you have a higher chance of making money. The crazy thing about this is he went to Utah and people asked about Top Flight to him. Because they already knew we were there. But then that makes a spot where he has fans and I have fans. So then now if he can go back out, then I can go back out, then we can go back out together and cop up 3 times instead of just him copping on his own and me copping on my own. That makes more money for all of us. So then he was able to get in a situation where he was just ready to go. We knew a dude named Potluck at the time, and Potluck was on tours. So when they asked him, they said, yo, who's ready for tour? The first thing this nigga said was, Ameazy.
Oh, God, no.
So Ameazy did a whole bunch of shows, was figuring it out, and finally, what was your first big one when you sold out?
I sold out the Bluebird by myself, man. I had a couple openers and shit, but it was really just, I sold all the tickets, you know what I'm saying? So that was, once I did that, I realized that anything was motherfucking possible in all reality, you know what I'm saying? Because the crazy thing is that everybody always told me that I couldn't, you know, I remember, I'll never forget, I was actually like, I'm not gonna name his name, but like one of the big promoters out here, you know, he told me, when I told him I wanted to headline my own show, he's like, well shit, you should just do it at,
Lounge or something small?
Yeah, some bullshit that hold like 200 people. I'm like, nah, nigga, I could do the Bluebird, and believe me, I did it, and I sold out. And he was one of the niggas that came downstairs and was like, hey, I'm proud of you. Like, yeah, I'm sure you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just to let y'all know, like, y'all can do whatever, man. You just gotta get the fans, bro. Straight up.
So he did that, and then you still working a job around that time, right?
Yeah.
We's in his ear every time, quit your day job. You ready. When you bet on yourself, what happened?
Shit, man, the rest has been history since then. I mean, I went on a tour. I'm signed to a label. I live off of music, bro, like, literally. You know what I'm saying? Once I took that leap of faith, though, because I was really scared to do it for a long time. You know, bills keep coming and shit like that, but, you know, you kind of got to get to that space where hopefully you deal with your finances and you save enough and doing what you need to. But at one point, I, like, you know, just took a leap of faith and made sure that I didn't want to regret not ever, you know, doing this shit full time. And then as soon as I did it, like, the energy that I created from that brought other people around that wanted to contribute to my career as well. And so now we are where we are.
So by no means am I encouraging everybody to go quit their job. What
Like,
I'm
you have
saying,
to know where you're at. We would low-key kind of bully him about it because he knew where he was at.
he was ready way before he was ready.
Like, it was like I listen to his music, I know where he's at, and then I'd be like, he'd come out every time I'd be like, yo, come out. And he'd come out and everything like that. And then he did the Bluebird, he was doing his thing, and every time I see him, I'd be like, yo, when you gonna quit your job, bro? Like, because you bullshit right now. And I tell him that every time because I know what you'll create if you have the full day. If you really grind like that, if you have the full day to grind like that, to find fans, to do stuff like that, then I know if you don't have a job, you'll do 10 times more. If he'll fill up the Bluebird and sell it out, and he has all day now, like he's doing it on his off time. So then if he has all day to do it now, then I know if he's willing to grind that double shift like that, if he just did that without it, he'd be in the same place. And so when he got on tour, y'all talked about sponsorships, and he had a sponsor cover everything.
So there's only a couple ways to get on tour in this world, right? There's the way of building fans organically in each market. That's one of the routes we're kind of teaching. There's talking your way on, which is like 1% of the people actually talk their way onto a tour. There's buying onto a tour. there's collaborating getting us, but now you can actually get sponsors. If you have a fan base, you can get sponsors to pay for all the costs that it costs you to go on the road. Because going on the road is not easy, right?
No, hell no, man. It's hella expensive, number one. Like, you really never know how much it's gonna cost until you get on the tour, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta account for the, you know, the hotels and the gas and the, you know, everything, bro. Like, I was stupid because, like, it's funny because the niggas I was on tour with, they actually do tour for a living. So, like, I thought it was funny that they would like wear the same outfit every day though. You know what I'm saying? When they go off stage. But like they'd have like the same shirt, same jeans, everything. And I'm sitting here bringing 30 days worth of clothes. Like, this shit was stupid as fuck, right? Because I gotta drag this around everywhere we go. So like, it's like little things that you learn once you start going, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't, like, it's not for everybody. I'm gonna just tell you right now, like, you know, they'll tell you the tour life ain't for everybody, bro. Like, I realized that it was for me though, because I really do love being in front of other people and being in other states and like meeting people and giving them my energy and giving their energy back. Like, that to me was everything, you know what I'm saying? But it takes a lot of sacrifice. And if you're not willing to sacrifice, bro, there's no even reason for you to be in this game, in my opinion. You know, like, I've sacrificed a whole lot of my life to succeed in the thing that I love, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no kids. I don't have nothing that stops me from doing anything. And even if I did, I probably would still be doing what I do, you know what I'm saying? Because I love it that much, like, in all reality. And if you're not willing to, like, to really sacrifice for it, bro, like, you might need to, like, look into another profession. Is how I look at it.
So there's, like, what he's saying, like, about this is it makes sense to, like, understanding where you're at and what you're willing to do to get to where you want to go. There's artists, you can be totally fine doing 1 show a month, 2 shows a month in your hometown, or traveling close. That's fine if you want to do that. Just understand that, because that's a different plan. If you want to tour, that's a whole different sacrifice. If you want to live off music and be a publishing artist, like, there's all these different ways to do this, but it's really just hyper-focusing into what makes sense for you. He wants to be a real artist. He's a real artist. He lives off music now. Now his next steps are like, okay, I just went to 30 different communities. Some shows may have 30 people, some may have 3,000, but it's now he's got to go back to that same pathway. It's like, think of yourself as a politician. You're going to different markets, you're going to different communities, and you're winning people over one by one. You have to get out on the street, talk to people. The more you do on social media, that helps it. So it's like, it's collecting these people in this data, understanding like, okay, if I go to Utah, I got 20 people. But now I can sleep on someone's couch because I'm cool with that, you know?
And now, one thing that both of y'all talked about, like, the group you went on tour with, they have like about 300 to 500 fans per market, right?
Yeah.
And they live clean off this. Like, these dudes really live like clean
They've been
off
doing it
this.
for 10 plus years or however.
10 years of just every time doing this. And it's like 300 to 500 fans to stop. And that's what they enjoy. And there's tons of art, there's not really tons, but there's a good bit of artists that do this, and they are consistently being able to do this all the time. And that's what we want more people to be able to build, because then that changes the entire landscape of the music industry. It doesn't become, hey, I only have you gotta be the top dude that has 10 million Spotify plays to get on. It then goes, you can just get on because you know who to control, you know what consumer to get. Because once you find it in this city, you find it in Denver, every other city is going to be the same route for you because you'll understand your brand, so you know who to pitch to. So then you'll go to every city and go like, yo, I can find my 200 here, and then I can find my 200 here, and then I can find my 200 here. And as I said at the first part, once you have 10 cities and you have 200 fans, like let's say you're making $2,000 in every city because you have around like 200 fans in every city, you're making $20,000. So then you're going around in your 10 cities, probably in a month, you make your $20,000. And now on top of this, you want to add merch sales and sponsorships. So then on top of that, you might be making around $30,000 to possibly $40,000. That's like a legit situation if you really have sponsors, because as he said, he had sponsors that paid for his whole entire situation. So there's sponsors out here, and we've had sponsors that pay us $12,000 a month, $10,000 a month, all the time, because I can control enough situations. So then at that point, you're saying, hey, if I add that on there and I say I make another 10 grand for my sponsors this month, and then I make $20,000 because I have 200 fans in every stop, and then on top of that, I'm going to grind $10,000 in merch. Or let's just say you said I'm going to grind $5,000 in merch. And then so then at that point, you're at $35,000. You end your tour, you take 2 months off. And now that's legit living.
I'll give you guys a story of one of my first sponsorship success stories. I had a couple big shows lined up. We were doing 420 at Civic Center. We did Fillmore or something. I had like 5 shows. None of these shows paid me a dime. But I was gonna host on these shows. I was gonna do a couple songs. I wrote down on a piece of paper, I was like, we need a tour van. We need 5,000 CDs. I just made this shit up. Like, I was like, I need a tour van. I need 5,000 CDs. I need 2,000 shirts.
And a camera.
And a camera. And I just went into different car dealerships. And I sold them this idea. By the end of the week, we had a tour van. We got the tour van wrapped by an energy drink. I had a CD shop that printed all our CDs because I put ads for everything, for all these different businesses on the CD. We had everything I wished of. Why? Because I wrote it down. I became obsessed. And we got everything that we wanted. And all this is like, it goes back to the very, very beginning of this. Obsess over what you want and figure out how to get there. And don't let anything stop you. Because if you're doing these little things, and you could say, some people come up with these elaborate dreams, like, but it actually happens if you actually focus on it. So sponsorships, when we say these big numbers and these things, sometimes they sound scary or impossible, but it's really just hyper-focusing on what you want and reaching out. Like, the best way to get sponsors out the gate is reach out to people you know personally. Who owns a business? Pitch them. If they say no, that's cool. Don't put any anger into someone not messing with you. No one owes you a thing. Then go to business. Me and him used to walk around neighborhoods like this and go to every single business. Nail salons, hairdressers.
Actually, the really first sponsor we had was a muffin company.
Yeah, my little muffin.
My little muffin. And the crazy thing about it was I was sitting there like, yo, we're at a place that was Toe Tavern.
We're rappers.
Yeah,
we're the best in the world. We have no
we're the best rappers ever. But we had that confidence at the time. And we're like, we're at Toe Tavern next week. And the crazy thing is, the way we pitched it was, we was kind of like, everyone smokes weed that raps. A lot of people do. I don't, but majority of fans and people that come to rap, those a lot of smoke weed. So the idea in my head was, man, they gonna eat some muffins if they see some muffins. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, we're gonna pitch them. We're like, bring your muffins. And because at that time, me and him had just stopped our jobs and everything, didn't have no money, so we sitting there like, yo, and they're like, we had to put, I think we had to put like $500 to hold the building or $1,000 to hold the building, and then you got your $500 back at the time. Something like that. And we were like, man, we ain't got the money to put like the $1,000 down at this time and stuff like that. So we're like, yo, we got to get somebody to cover it. And so we're like, yeah, they will eat all your muffins. They will buy all your muffins. And they were like, yeah, they will. And the crazy thing is they bought all the muffins. And all the muffins, like everyone ate all the muffins. They're like $1 a muffin. And everyone ate all the muffins. They were wondering if they were going to go back and try to bake some more. That's how crazy it was. Like, they was like, oh my God, we sold all our muffins tonight. And because dudes was out there just smoking weed and it's crazy. But that's the thing. That's the idea you got to have in your head. And it's kind of like you're sitting there and you're writing these things. And that's where we go back to having a blueprint is like, you're putting a blueprint out to be like, even with the ticket, you're going 15, 30, 50. With sponsors, you're going, hey, I just need a sponsor to be like 500. This dude would put tickets in a store and be like, okay, if we have to move 20, let's say we got to move 50 tickets, so it's like, $750 or something like that. He would tell the store, hey, I'm going to put the tickets here, everyone's going to come buy them from you.
No, we give them away for free, but we would send that much traffic. So we're going to send 50 people to your shop. You pay me the $1,000 so I can make $250 on top. And we're going to send 50 of our fans there to pick up the free tickets. When they walk into your shop, you can sell them. It's up to you. That's a good deal. That's one way to sell 50 tickets.
And now with him, he wrote down that I'm going to go on tour. And that's his real stuff. And he's like, I got to find a sponsor that's going to cover this amount of this. Now,
yeah, you'd be surprised how many motherfuckers they'll be willing to give you some money, bro, if you got a real business plan and a vision for it, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they want to, like, if you're helping them promote their business as well, like, you'd be surprised how many people are willing to give you some money, like, straight up, bro. Like they were saying, all these little mom and pop shops we all know somebody that owns something, like, they got some money, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta pitch it to them the right way. And it may not be as much as you want, but every little dollar goes into the pot, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, because this tour life, it just ain't cheap. I mean, the rap life ain't cheap, but tour life definitely ain't cheap, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go get it however you can, you know what I'm saying, and figure it out if you really want to do it, man.
It's called OPM, other people's money.
Right.
And if you have a vision and an
Shout out
idea,
to
you can use other people's money to become successful if you believe in yourself and have an idea of why you need it. You put it into the universe and it comes. Before we get going, I want to take one quick second to give a shout out to Katrina back there. This is her and her daughter. You met Jasmine earlier. Building this spot for creatives.
Shout out to you,
And the whole life has been just working and helping people, and she's been putting people in the industry, all this stuff. So it's just good. It's just good to build. But I just wanted to give a shout out real quick because this spot is for creators. And they sponsored us to use this today. So another shout out and thank you. So make sure to tap in with the collaboratory.
And the one thing, like, if you ever look at like football or anything like that, you look at the stadiums, they have all sponsors, Coors, everything like that. When you see like the field has a name and it's a name of a company because the company put the money into it. If they need sponsors, it's no way that you can tell yourself you don't need them because they need them. So then when you see half these commercials and everything, Super Bowl makes the bulk of its money off the commercials. And it's a reason, because they find tons of sponsors, people that want that FaceTime all the time. So if you really have that FaceTime, and as I said, it goes back to the first part that I said was, if you're really in front of the people all that much and you have that much FaceTime with them, you're doing that many shows in a format that needs to, you know what I'm saying, benefit you versus just doing shows to do shows, but you're doing it in a benefit to get to different places to build fans, and you're around all these fans all the time, that puts you in the same spot these businesses want to be. These businesses want to be in front of those same consumers because that's their consumers. Now, when you have consumers next to them, because it's different than them getting somebody famous to say, yo, go smoke this, or go drink this, or go eat this. You're in a different space because your fans are right in that area. So all your consumers are the people that are going to consume their situation. And for a lot of these businesses aren't national. They're just in like a couple states, or just in one state, or just in a couple cities. So then you're looking at it going like, yo, I'm going to be all around this area and I have my 100 to 1,000 fans and they want to start doing something. And as I would always clown, because like I would tell him, I ask people all the time, I'd be like, Drake has the OBO with the Michael Jordan joint. And I think it's like a $10 million or $20 million deal. And I'm like, how many people ever seen Drake? Has anyone seen Drake? You seen Drake? Was he wearing them?
I don't think so.
Now, see, there's one person out of all y'all that actually seen Drake. Nobody here knows Drake. But then one person I can see all the time and see the product on him. I remember I seen him in some I call it. Can I say it?
Talk about it.
Okay. I seen him in some Crip slippers. It was Crip slippers. They was like blue bandana slippers one night. And I was like, damn, this shit's hard as shit. Like, and I would see him all the time. And that's the only thing I'd say to him all the time. Like, where the slippers at? But see, that's the thing. He could go get Crip slippers and now get himself a sponsorship, because he would come to the studio relaxed in his Crip slippers. And I was like, these is hard. But these are the people, you guys are the people that people are going to see all the time if you're in their face all the time. So then you become NASCAR. NASCAR on the cars, they put all these stickers on the cars all day. Sticker. Because they get so many laps around that you have to constantly see McDonald's, Burger King, all this stuff keep coming around. So if you're in the FaceTime all the time on tour like him or anything like that, let them slap the sticker on you. Because half the time, a lot of this stuff is going to be the stuff you want or need. So then let's say, like for instance, my chain. This is like he said $2,000. Each chain is $2,000 of gold. Within this is Mile High Jewelers, so you should check out Mile High Jewelers. He came to me and was like, yo, I know you about to go on tour. Let me get you a chain, because I know you're going to wear it every night. Why wouldn't I? At that point, I need a chain. So then I'm thinking to myself, and the person that knows this is DNA.
They give me a lot of money with the jewelry.
All right. So DNA is another situation of, because he kept doing the work, he was putting out dope music and he was grinding and he was in your face consistently. He met people that supported him. They bought onto our tour. The first time he toured probably was with us, right? But then he branched off, did his own stuff. He kept growing, kept working. So many people support DNA. DNA would pull up in a tour bus or a Sprinter or something. Like, he does something new every time, just because he understood this concept of, the more work you put in, the more people want to be a part of your journey. They want to be a part of your success story. Keep talking and selling people all the time. But it happens like this. And DNA will probably have it, or maybe the next one as a guest. But it's really that simple as that first 100 fans. If you're only at 2 fans, get out on the streets. I used to go to karaoke bars and rap my own songs every night almost, because I love this so much. But every time I meet 3 people, 5 people, 10 people, I had to do it the hard way. This is back before MySpace. I'm ancient. I'm a dinosaur. So I'm telling y'all, like, right now you guys have everything to your advantage. You guys have internet. But don't get it twisted. If you go meet people in person, that's always your strongest avenue. Go out on the streets. We have some homies I'll be like, go set your cello out on the street and play for people. And you meet people so fast if you just get out and do your talent. I go rap for people. No one want to hear you right now. Please don't ever rap for me.
Just to speak on that, I think it's all based off of, like, I think the best part about performing and being an artist is, like, meeting people face to face and actually, like, being able to, like, organically build a relationship with people and give them your energy, and then, like I said, you receive their energy back. Like, that to me is how I got all my fans, you know what I'm saying? That's how I was able to sell out the Bluebird, because I am a very personable person. Like, you can walk up to me and we can have a conversation no matter what I've done or what we are doing right now. Like that, I think, if y'all, like, not everybody's the most, outgoing, there's a lot of introverted people. I think I'm introverted as well, but I'm an outrovert, or what is it? Extrovert when I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think it's very, very important that y'all, like, any artist in here, y'all gotta make sure that you talk to people, man, organically, like, build those relationships with people, and then, like, check in with people. Like, that shit's important, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, let them know you're a real person, and actually being able to tap in with people, man, it's important.
You could get a lot not knowing. It's even like AJ, little AJ right here, one of our producers, engineers, our main person. Now he's producing for a ton of people. He's doing all this stuff. It's just reaching out and having that conversation. We seen him do some work for him. We had to snag him up because he was so talented. Now he's doing work for, but now it's like, reach out to these people.
Shout out AJ.
Shout out. AJ did his hit single, one of the best, one of my favorite songs on your album.
Oh God, it's on the radio everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So y'all tap in with him, be a producer, man, he's super dope.
But it's just about building team. It's like, it's keeping people close and adding value to other people's life. Like, if you're useful or you're useless, right? And that's kind of a harsh term, but it's like, if you want something from me, just provide something. Just provide value in some way, whether it's being kind, bringing me a water, giving me advice, telling me something dope. But value goes both ways. Like, how can I add you value? How can you add me value? And the more we add value to each other, the more you get back. The more value you add in the world, go out here and help some homeless people out at some point, or go help someone else. It always comes back. So the more you do for people, the more you get back. But that's how this industry is, and this music game is like that. Like, don't come into a situation expecting something. No one owes you anything. But the more you add to the situation, a lot of people that started and became the tops started as flyer guys, started helping out. As we're building Qoncert, you want to come to a concert show? I'll let anybody in for free. You can do it. You can sell your own merch. You can grind. Get 2 people to sign up to the app. That's going to show, like, oh, you actually really care. It's free. You know what I mean? Just do things for other people. You don't have to do shit for me, but I'm saying, like, add value to the situation and you will get value back.
I agree with that, just because I remember, when I was first coming up, bro, I'd pop up at anybody's show out. Anybody that was having a show, I'd make sure I was tapped into the community. But every time there was a show, an event, anything, I would just pop up, even if it was by myself, and then I would make sure that they saw that I was there, though. You know what I'm saying? And then they returned. It always came back, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by sacrifice. Like, everybody be like, well, I'm too busy. I can't do that. I can't. No, you can, though. You just don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to really want that shit. And, like, try to stay tapped into the community as much as possible, so that you know what's going on and you know the people to meet and stuff like that. That's how, like I said, that's how me and these dudes got so close, because it was like, when they had shit going on, I was available if they asked me, you know what I'm saying? And even still, I still pop out just to let them know, like, I fuck with y'all, you know what I'm saying, and what y'all got going. And you know, like I said, you just gotta stay tapped into to everything that you possibly can and build real organic relationships with people, man.
And just to kind of end where I was at with mine before they rudely interrupted me. I was in the space of, well, one thing that they said was bringing the value. When you get those sponsors and you bring that value to them is like, it means a lot to them because they don't get that level of advertisement consistently. You guys have a power to make people do everything you want them to do. Like if you look at like Rachel again, she has like her Bay game. Like she has girls that'll go to war for her because they're just like, yo, I'm Bay game now. So then, and that's something she made up. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that easy. The stuff you wear, the stuff you eat. Every time, like I've had sponsors that are just like, they couldn't give me any money, but they would give me food every time I was in the town. So then, you know what, I'm gonna go eat. You know what I'm saying? And I like it, so then I'm like, hey, this sponsor, they wanna show love, so they're gonna have the food that I like all the time. Or, you know what I'm saying? As I said, clothes, you can have anything. Our watches, like a lot of this stuff gets to that point where you're like, yo, I need this, this, and this, and this, and this. And that's how you supplement those things. And you create those bonds with these companies, whether it's money or clothes or whatever like that, but then you become that spokesman because you influence everybody. So all these things you gotta understand your worth in that aspect, and that's why I say back to where my first start was when people say to me like, yo, I gotta sell these amount of tickets, well what do I get for the tickets? All that, tickets don't make anyone's life, it don't make my life, it don't do anything. What makes people's situation is everything outside of that, what you can build from that consumer base that you have. That's what makes your career. That's what builds everything, because as I said, these situations will build everything you wear, everything you do, everything you go, everywhere you go. As he said, he was able to get a wrapped van with tons of our faces on it, and it was just like, we didn't really even need the van at the time. It was just, he wanted it because he's seen some people in Houston do it, and he was like, yo, I need a wrap van with my face on it. He's like, I was like, who's gonna drive it? He was like, I'm gonna drive it. He was like, I'm gonna drive it everywhere.
Worst idea ever, but
yeah, but people knew where he was at every time. Like, we'd be able to find him everywhere because he'd just be in the van. He'd be like, people be like, hey, I see y'all over here. I'd be like, oh, it's him. You know what I'm saying? So then that's the thing, is it was like, you're building these things and using these things to build your brand and build who you are and your worth, and that's the main point of all this. So give me a round of applause for my man Ameazy for coming out.
Hey, all y'all tap in with me, man. Y'all got IGs, man. Follow me. That's Ameazy. You know what I'm saying?
Slow down.
Ameazy. Tap in with me on Instagram. If y'all want to reach out to me, ask me any questions, or just link up as artists, man, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm very approachable. Y'all just keep me posted on whatever, man. And I really wish the best for everybody in this motherfucker, because we gonna keep our shit going for sure. So